Welcome back. There's a new way to get insurance in our state for companies and large entities, thanks in large part to the work from the insurance department and Commissioner Doak. So let's start right there and discuss what a captive is and how it impacts our state.
Sure. A real basic definition of a captive is where a company, and this is really geared more for companies exposures, is they can kind of take out the middle insurance company and go straight to the reinsurance market. So they're basically becoming their own insurance company or sharing in risk through a group of shareholders or a board of directors or a company entity. The way that there's a wide variety of ways for businesses to be set up, but it enables them to possibly reduce some of the frictional costs behind the scenes and go straight to the world reinsurance market. And sometimes these companies, if they're depending upon the way that they're set up, they can even share in those types of risk with the other reinsurers around the globe. So really, this is a global business opportunity that has been given to Oklahoma, and we've had some really good success here since the passage of the new legislation. So for those companies that are out there that are looking and really take control of their risk, because you have to own all aspects of risk and really invest in your safety and loss controls, really making that a profit center, if you will, to make sure that you're not having those, losses are driven by two things, frequency and severity, and that's what we fund for in an insurance captive.
So for our viewers at home, that obviously you've been very aggressive in trying to build this up for Oklahoma. For our viewers at home, what does this mean for our state? Why does it matter?
Well, one, it puts us on a level playing field with some other states, and those folks that are watching the show that are very business savvy know that Vermont, Hawaii, Arizona, Lloyd's of London are insurance captive domiciles. That means Oklahoma is a new domicile, and it affords the businesses that do business in our state and around our state, and it gives us some advantages over the state of Texas, quite frankly, that folks could, if you have a business in Texas, it's a good reason to come here to form a captive so you don't have to travel abroad. So there's many good reasons, but it affords them a unique, it's another financial mechanism to fund for losses, but also share in those risks.
So House Bill 1108, I believe it is, deals with this particular issue. Let's start with just a general explanation of what that bill is and why it's important.
Right. The bill enabled us we can do some pre-licensing for captives that are thinking about moving here. So it falls right in line with Governor Fallon's approach over the last several years of making Oklahoma business friendly and puts us on that worldwide map again. So the companies, they can get pre-licensed, they can talk to the Oklahoma Insurance Department and put them through a little bit of a process of what type of captive is it. And in fact, captives can be used for a wide variety of insurance really tools. It can be liability, it can be medical issues, it can be different types of companies, it can be groups of trucking companies can come together, C-stores, it can be a single parent captive, which is one large entity with many different business functions, or it can be a homogeneous captive of companies that are like, or different functions. It can be a cell captive. So really you need an advanced broker, and there are many good ones in the state of Oklahoma to really talk to about this issue, but they can put you through the different avenues to say, why is this really good or beneficial? If you want to take long-term control over your risk with a business entity, this might be something that you would like to explore.
So let's talk about the impact of 1108. How many captives has it brought into the market so far? And maybe another follow-up question for you to touch on would be, what do you think the potential is here?
Right. I think the potential is huge, especially in the oil and gas industry for Oklahoma and Texas and for the region, for us to be able to fund for those and we have the expertise in our state with the broker set up to be able to really take a hard look at those. So we started with zero, right? You have to start from somewhere. And we now have, I think, approved 47 captives in the state of Oklahoma, which is significant because other domiciles, I think it goes back to Oklahoma is a great place to live and work, and the business environment in our state with the many reforms that we have, you can even include workers' compensation in your captive, which in some states you can't. So it affords us, once you take a hard look at those laws and determine if they're right for you. But again, you need to really sit down with a qualified agent or broker that has captive expertise, and there are a lot of them all across the state to really kind of delve deeper into this. But for the future of Oklahoma, this is another really business tool that can be used.
Let's talk about another change the department just recently enacted is the lost life policy locator service, I believe. What is that for our viewers at home, and
Sure.
how does it work?
Sure, it's been the topic of some conversation this week at the Capitol, and for a wide variety of reasons. But one of the things that we found out is that through the discussion of the National Association of Insurance Commissioners, which I am one of, and every state has one in the U.S. territories, is that this is really a issue that we wanted to address. Oklahoma is now one of probably a handful of 12 to 16 states that on our Oklahoma Department of Insurance website, you can go to our website, and if you feel that there has been a life policy that you have had, or your loved ones have had actually, or someone that you're connected to where you might be a beneficiary, you can go onto our website. You can put together the information. You need a death certificate. You need to have some pertinent information about the individual that maybe have lost their life, and find out, is there an insurance policy out there somewhere? So we'll aggregate these, and then once a month we'll go to the insurance companies and ask them to review these, because over time insurance companies change names. They've been acquired for various reasons. We don't want anyone falling through the cracks that may have had a life policy that hasn't been. When someone dies, you present a death claim to the company, and that's when the time of loss happens, is when the insurance company is notified of the death, and then they pay the proceeds. So this is an efficient way, and I think a business-friendly way for us to address this for all 77 counties of folks that, again, have purchased policies in the state of Oklahoma.
Fantastic. Well, folks, still ahead, you drive past them every day. We're talking about uninsured motorists, and they can certainly affect you if you're involved in an accident with one of them. Well, up next, we're going to talk about a plan to try to reduce the number of uninsured in Oklahoma.